What's up, friends? My name's Kevin Bisset. A lot of big music came out this week. Biggest album, Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. Second biggest album is the 21 Pilots album, Scaled and Icy. Let's talk right now about Sour. Later video will go into depth on the 21 Pilots album. Context. Going into this album, I had very low expectations and I didn't want to like this album. I wasn't particularly impressed by either of the first two singles she put out, Good For You nor Driver's License. So I wasn't expecting much. I realized that Driver's License was a big song, but it wasn't necessarily my cup of tea. It satisfied me, but it wasn't like the coolest song I'd heard. And then Good For You, upon first listen, I just didn't care for it. Also, the drama and story surrounding her didn't interest me because it seems so irrational, because she is basically a 17-year-old girl who's crushing on a guy who's not a minor. He has, the legal ramifications of going out with her, and she's pissed off that he ended up going out with someone else. That's the whole vibe. That's the backing story behind this, which just seems so petty and bitter to me that I didn't care for it. After listening to this album, I want to know everything about her drama and her life because she does such a good job on this album. She echoes that emo sentiment so well. She's the modern heir to Your Favorite Weapon by Brand New or Let It Unfold You by Senses Fail. She has that same dramaticism and ridiculous distaste in her music that they did in theirs. And it's compelling. It's really good. Her vocal delivery for those songs is awesome. It just seems like she means every word she's singing. It's so vulnerable and it's so truthful and heartfelt. It's so bitter. It's so vengeful, jealous, spiteful. Mind-blowing. The lyrics are great. Super relatable, but she also makes specific references that you want to dig into, just like with a Taylor Swift song, where you want to figure out what's going on there. Like, oh, she introduced him to Billy Joel, and now he's listening to Billy Joel with this other girl. What a savage, how juicy. And I love Enough For You, how she starts listing off all these things she did for his sake, and he doesn't even care. Just, it's so relatable. I mean, how many times have we done that when we have a big old crush on someone where we just start doing everything to benefit them? So much. I do it sometimes, where I'll start reading the books they like. I'll start watching the shows they watch, listening to the music they listen to, all in the hope that my love for them will shine through. So great job there, Olivia Rodrigo. Really hit me in the feels there. Kind of don't like that you're so competent at this at such a young age. I'm impressed. Production-wise, the album is super cool. I really like how the pianos sound. I like the rocking moments. They sound fierce on, Brutal and Traitor. They sound just cutting and appropriate. She gets into those loud moments well, and those loud moments make Good For You make more sense. Because those songs are so rocking, Good For You becomes a better cohesive blend of the two styles that are preeminent in this album. I like her whispered vocals, especially on songs like 3 Steps Forward, 1 Step Back, or 1 Step Forward, 3 Steps Back. They just sound really tender, really clean. She pulls that off really well. Her higher vocals, I don't always love them when she's, belting and really getting up there. But I know there's people who do. It's just not my vibe as much, but it sounds right for her. It sounds like she was meant to sing that at that moment, which is cool. It's kind of like Taylor Swift. She wasn't always the best singer, but she emoted so well and she meant the songs so much that it didn't always matter that she wasn't necessarily the best there ever was. They felt personal and they felt real, which is what Olivia Rodrigo does. The drums also on this album sound really cool. I like how big and bold they are without seeming overbearing or ridiculous. They seem appropriate for each song. So I'm really impressed with the production on this album, impressed with the vocals, impressed with the songwriting. Not the cleverest songwriting I've ever heard. I mean, I would say the other big album that's come out this year as far as like quality songwriting goes is the Julia Michaels Not in Chronological Order. And I would say there you have cleverer songwriting and more interesting songwriting, more like I really want to know these songs because they're so clever. But Olivia Rodrigo does do a really good job. And against my better judgment, I enjoy this album. It's a guilty pleasure for sure. I just want to keep on listening to it. So great job, Olivia Rodrigo. You surprised me. Overall, this shouldn't be a surprise, but I have to give this album a 3-star. I don't want to, but it's that good. I'm gonna keep listening to it. I'm gonna go back to it. It's great female pop. If you don't like female pop, you won't like this album. If you don't like female songwriters, you don't like Julia Michaels, you're not gonna like this album. But if you like that stuff, you're gonna dig this. It's great. It's bitter. It's nasty. It's so good. As far as other new music that came out this week, I will be reviewing, again, Scaled and Icy by 21 Pilots. My buddies in Sleep Eater also released an album, and it's good. It's called Humanity. I will be releasing a full review, hopefully, on that album as well. Great job, guys. Sounds good. It's a good album. Good emo album. BTS released a new song, Butter. I think it's all in English from what I heard. It's kind of hard to tell because their English isn't perfect, but it's a great song. I mean, I really like the vocals and drums coming in together on the first little lick, and then how the bass comes in and then more and more instruments come in. I like that build. It sounds cool. The vocal hooks are on point. It's catchy. Honestly, it's just another good display of why BTS is so big. They're the biggest K-pop group for a reason. And they're the biggest, boy band right now in the world for a good reason, because they're so talented. Sun Goes Down by Lil Nas X is great. I really like him going with that more mellow tone. It sounds really good. I think he does a great job on bangers like, Old Town Road, Montero, Rodeo. But he sounds really good when he takes it back a step too. His vocals on the singing part sound great. I really like that hook. Probably one of my more preferred Lil Nas X hooks. And then his rapping isn't his best, I don't think, but it fits the song really well. No complaints here. Way to go, Lil Nas X. I also like the new Bleachers song. It's really cool. I like the horns on it. I like the vocal effects. I like the storytelling that Jack Antonoff has. Probably one of my favorite Bleachers songs I've heard. So it makes me more hopeful for the album. I haven't really gotten 100% into any of their albums in the past. There's always this hesitance with me because I want fun to exist. And I think Nate Ruess is just a better singer than Jack Antonoff, and I like their combination. But I know that it's probably never going to come back, and it makes me sad. So there's always that a little bit when I'm listening to a good Bleachers song. We Win by Lil Baby and Kirk Franklin was great. I really like that hook. We win, we win. It's great. All around cool song. Good celebratory song, Good locker room post-game song to play, Or a wedding celebration song. Really phenomenal stuff there, guys. The new Jonas Brothers Marshmello song, Leave Before You Love Me, it sounds so much like Last Christmas that it almost drives me crazy, because Last Christmas is a better song. I feel like if you're going to interpolate or sample, at least make something that can come close to the original in terms of quality, or that exceeds it in some cases. I feel like Kanye consistently does that. I feel like his songs are better than the songs he's sampling. In this case, it's not as good. I love the Jonas Brothers, but it's just not as good as Last Christmas. And so it just makes me think of Last Christmas and how much I love that song. That's it for the music of this week. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, share it with your friends, subscribe, hit the bell notification, do all the stuff. I post music reviews every Friday going over the new music that came out that week. Sometimes I'll post another review if there's just good stuff coming out, just too much good stuff, which this week is like that. I also do reviews of things I know nothing about every Tuesday. So if you like foolishness, you may enjoy those. I also release music, working on an album with my band and other solo projects, and I produce for people. So if you want me to review your music, or you want me to help you produce and you're willing to pay me money, hit me up. Let's talk. I think that's it. Catch you guys on the flip.